Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Your Pony here. Let's talk about why everyone is leaving Twitch, respective. Why are big streamers taking all these YouTube deals? The latest one has been Ludwig leaving Twitch as the top 6 earner on Twitch. So he's not just leaving Twitch. I mean, he's currently the money boy, absolute top 10 frying out. Technically, even if he does not take a YouTube deal, even if his Twitch deal pays half of what the YouTube deal does, he's literally leaving save millions earned behind by taking this. So main reason people often say it's the money. That's the reason. I mean, they're all leaving to chase the bag. But why would someone that already has millions chase the bag and leave especially away comfortable 40,000 subs on Twitch easily? Money is not the reason. It is the main thing that pops in your mind, and if you just surface look at the topic, money seems quite deceiving and the number one thing that would make sense. Let me tell you though, after analyzing all the leaves, all the comments, everything they have said, and how they have behaved in their videos afterwards after leaving Twitch and the information they've given us, why is actually the real reason they've been leaving Twitch, most likely. And I can feel that as a broadcaster of 8 years myself, as someone who has experienced exactly the same thing. The number one reason is that there is zero communication with and from Twitch. And that is really the number one thing that is off-putting as a streamer. So I can tell you that as the top 6 earner on Twitch, the top 6 money boy, probably the top 10 on Twitch, how many did have a 1v1 meeting with Emmett? You know Emmett? The CEO of Twitch, Emmett Shear? How many of them had a 1v1 meeting with him? Maybe about how's it going? You know, if they have any problems, if they want any improvement on the platform, if there's anything they would want to make even more money or behave even better or just have the platform flourishing. I can tell you zero, most likely. In my whole 8-9 years of streaming, from all the hundreds of streamers I know and have been friends with, no, not a single one. I personally had a meeting with Emmett. It was a meeting in London. We'll be talking about that with other streamers where we're talking about Twitch Europe. Talk about that later. But in comparison, for example, on YouTube, Ludwig swapping over to YouTube. If some of the giant YouTubers have a problem or need to talk about features or something, have a giant project or whatsoever, they can actually call Susan. You know, Susan, CEO of YouTube, is available. Not saying that that's helpful or not saying that's going to solve a problem, but just the mere act of being able to reach that person is fantastic. It makes you feel good. I mean, imagine earning Twitch a couple of millions per year, but you're not even able to reach out to any of the higher ups. Tops, you're going to talk to your own partnership manager. You know? That does definitely feel bad. Also, an interesting thing Ludwig brought up. He was asking Twitch to limit the number of gifted subs his channel can receive per month because he was feeling bad for getting that many gifted subs. And let me explain this. Subs have one thing, or gifted subs. It's called the instant gratification. That's a thing that happens in streaming and in gambling. You know, when you're playing slot machines, you're pulling that thing, beep, 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 and instant gratification. The same kind of happens in streams. And especially, let's say you're Ludwig, 30,000, 40,000 viewers. Everyone is watching. The hype is pumping. You know, the stream is flowing very nicely. Ludwig is super excited. The community is super excited. Someone gives subs away. Everyone freaks out. Then, you know, someone gives more subs away. There's a sub war battle coming. People go in credit card debt over this. And these are things that happen. It's a normal mental progress of wanting this instant gratification or getting addicted to this instant gratification. This is how also these crazy, gigantic subtrains happen, where suddenly thousands and thousands of subs are popping in. You might spend more money than you should. So what Ludwig is asking, since his stream is exactly that, he's making great live events. Every stream of his is something like that has this cascade of hype building up. He was asking Twitch to limit the number of gifted subs his channel can receive per month. Twitch said no. Obviously, Twitch said no, but that's not the point here. I mean, Twitch will say no because they'll see just money going away. But what if Twitch just limited the number of gifted subs to 20,000 or 30,000? That's ludicrous numbers that might not be broken. Even 15,000. And if Ludwig gets 15,000 subs plus the normal subs he gets, he's still at 30, 40,000 subs or something like that. He doesn't like just the mere act of to your top 6 earner on Twitch. That's the absolute money boy. That's bringing in you millions with the events he does and viewers and traction to the platform. And you just do not fucking care about what he says. That's not the wave. How do you feel? You've been literally, you came out of nowhere. Ludwig is one of the new bloods, pretty much. He's not one of the old bloods that rise. And he's been the top 6 earner. And then they're like, just no. Not maybe. Not let's talk and try to find a solution that works. No. That's really a kick in the nuts that no one likes to see, especially not when they're up and coming negotiations. Now I can tell you this topic here, as a streamer of 8 years, this is obviously not the only reason why people leave the platform. There's also something to talk about the Twitch contract, how the Twitch contract works. Before we do this, let me tell you the story with Emmett and meeting actually the CEO of Twitch. It was a meeting in London where we came in with multiple broadcasters to talk to Emmett, the head of marketing and the head of partnership. They all came to London. They wanted to know, how's Twitch EU feeling? What can they do better for Twitch EU? But even in that time where we're talking, it came crystal clear to me, Emmett is not the social person. I mean, we literally started the meeting by all 6 sitting at the table, 5 minutes of silence, very uncomfortable silence, until finally Emmett is like, well, now that we're all here, I guess we can start. He is not a social person. He's an absolute top engineer. As we're talking about technical topics, you saw him like glowing up. But like the social part, the figurehead part, the one that you would maybe like from a CEO of Twitch. But I don't need a CEO of a company that makes robotic parts to be the most socialized person, for example. But I need the CEO of a social company, of Twitch, a live streaming company. I need a figurehead for that company that's out there, that cares for the company, that tweets about it, that talks about it, that's glowing. But we have Emmett. I'm sorry, Emmett, but he's like somewhere in the shadows. Most of you don't even know who Emmett Shear is. Never heard of him. He never tweets about anything about Twitch. Just retweets probably some things for sponsorship reasons or whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, if you compare that to Mr. F Wiz, like the head of gaming on YouTube, dude's like burning for the platform. Everything he tweets, everything he does is like hyping up the YouTube, giving you a good feeling, pumping out things, retweeting things, being excited for the platform, posting new stuff that's being released, giving some feeling for, how his family life is going. But all in all, he's like a nice figurehead that you could look up to, that seems like a genuine person that you're like, sure, I wouldn't mind working together with this guy on the platform. That just feels very bad when you have this gray entity of Emmett Shear that does nothing. Now off to the biggest problem that Twitch has with their streamer contracts. Streamer contracts on Twitch are bad by design. Now let me elaborate on that. The contracts have an insane bound number of streaming hours. That is 200 hours, for example. How do I know that? I've seen contracts like this. I've had contracts like this myself, especially with esports organizations back in the days. And all these contracts are bound to streaming hours. But why is that? Why are Twitch contracts bound to streaming hours? Twitch only makes money if you are live. And Twitch needs you to run 6 to 10 minutes of ads per hour. And that's exactly what they want. They don't care if you actually get subs. I mean, subs are nice and so on, right? But a lot of the big streamer, like 50, 60, 70% of their subs are prime subs. That's not the point. It's Twitch needs you to run ads because that's what pays the bills. Let's say if you have a CPM of $3.50 per 1,000 views, Twitch gets $50, $60, or $70 for the same 1,000 views. This is where they make their money. Nick Merck's having 50,000 viewers and running 6 to 10 minutes of ads. If you ever wonder why Shroud is running so many ads, contractually bound, that's the apple they have to bind. But this is obviously like they can live with that, right? 6 to 10 minutes of ads, just pump them out, especially if you got to be 200 hours live. But now imagine, streaming is a creative process. Now, some of you are going to look at the 200 hours and they're like, man, I work in my job 170, 180 hours. It's also, it's like what it is. But here comes the thing with streaming. Streaming is creative. Streaming needs you a lot of energy. You open your stream, 500%. You don't open your stream and you give it 20%, 30%, or 40%. No, you kind of have to come online every single day, maximum pumped, maximum excited. And you can't earn money for Twitch and on Twitch if you're not live. So obviously Twitch wants you to be live as much as possible. And these 200 hours, they don't care if you are ill, if your child gets born, if you take 1 week off a year, if your granny dies and you're sad. When you bring those 200 hours, no matter what, and if you don't bring those 200 hours, breach of contract. Huge chunk of money gone. They want to see these 200 hours, no matter what. Twitch, in this case, like you sign that contract and you bring these 200 hours, no matter what happens. Obviously, if you sign this contract, you gotta know that, right? This is not like I'm gonna sign this and I'm gonna be hoping that YouTube doesn't check my numbers exactly. I mean, I streamed last month 200 hours. The months before, 198. The month before, 170, because I was on an event for Twitch with Porsche. But kind of shows you, like, this is the crux point that a lot of streamers breaks. It's not that they don't want to stream 200 hours. A lot of them stream actually over 200 hours. It's the have to stream 200 hours. You have to be live just to be live, you know? When a streamer comes online, he wants to be excited. He wants to be pumped. And let's say you have 5 days of the month left and you have 100 hours to go or 80 hours to go. Well, congratulations. You got to be live for being live. You got to be sitting and just chatting. Ever wonder why Nick Merckx or Tim the Tatman back in the days, or all of them that are actually signed with Twitch, have been quite sitting a lot and just chatting and just talking? Because they need, obviously, online hours too. I mean, it does work with their brand too and just talking and so on. But sometimes it ends up in being online or being online. And those 200 hours can be crazy. And this with the 200 hours paired with the zero communication with and from Twitch. That's really sad. I mean, you could tell them, hey guys, I'm really bad at a mental state right now. I would need like a 2-week break and then I'm coming back. And they're going to be like, sure, bro, no problem. Just cut like 50 of these hours. They're not going to care about that. They don't care where you're pointing. 200 hours. You deliver or you go down. Interestingly enough, I really like the move that YouTube is doing. So YouTube is getting a lot of streamers with a system. Like, you think some of these acquisitions are random, so let's go through this. Dr. Lupo, giant charity events. Ludwig, Smash tournaments and long live event streams. The one where he was like live for what, couple of days? Just sleeping on stream, getting like things done, You have Courage JD and the 1,000 Thieves gang doing their stuff and tournaments, right? We got Dr. Disrespect, no matter what you think about the guy, being Dr. Disrespect. That's in itself already enough. I mean, dude could launch any kind of tournament event, whatever he wants, and it would pull traction to the platform. So you notice there's a scheme. They're getting these live events running. When you have Tim the Tatman, and if Tim the Tatman runs a tournament, if Tim the Tatman watches sport, if Tim the Tatman does anything, it's like sports events, tournaments, whatsoever. So all these people are big on events, and if they want to run an event, they will do. I mean, now they would just have to get Nick Merckx with his like gigantic Nick Merckx barbecue and live stream that too on the platform and other shenanigans, and they would have even more. So as you can see, they're kind of trying to get these amazing big live productions that you've been having on Twitch over to the YouTube, because YouTube is known as a recording platform, but actually YouTube wants to be a live platform too, which I think they can achieve. I'm talking to chat recently and they were like, what do you know YouTube for? And that's recording content. What do you know Twitch for? Live content. But that's the connotation that has built up over the years. But it can change. But especially the more streamers get frustrated with this. Like, if you want to have a streamer contract, if you're one of the big boys and you want to get paid for streaming, Twitch is really the worst case in terms of what they want from you. Whereas obviously YouTube and Facebook, they still have their own things. I saw a Facebook contract 3 years back. I think it was 20 hours of stream per week, which is nothing when I stream like 60 hours per week. So they only wanted 20 hours for, I think it was 10K a month. It was only a year contract, so I didn't take it because a year contract is really not it. But unsurprisingly, they were even like, you can stream on Facebook and Twitch. You had 20 hours Facebook, the rest of the week on Twitch. And it would have been fine for them, And then we're looking at the Twitch contract, and they're like, they're going to gag you. They're going to bind you. They're going to make sure you're live as much as possible, because Twitch, by design, can't earn money if you're not live. Like YouTube, you make your live stream can be found. I mean, like, that's the biggest thing here. You're going on Twitch, and you want to find Dr. Lupo charity event. Oh, yeah. Cool. And I'm going on YouTube, and it's Dr. Lupo charity event. And you can find everything about the Dr. Lupo charity event, everything that's going on, everything, multiple and so on. And if that event is running, you can even find the past streams so easily by just looking for it. Whereas on Twitch, if you want to try to find any of these events, it's kind of hard. Find some Smash tournament, no problem. You can find that too, right? And that's like the big thing. Like, if these live events are actually running on YouTube, you can easily find them over and over again, even if they missed them. So if the live content, and the streamer earns even money afterwards with the content still being available. On Twitch, if you're watching the VODs, as far as I'm aware, we are not getting money for the ads that are running on VODs. Because some of my VODs have hundreds of thousands of millions of views. And like, technically I should be getting ad money for that, but I've never seen a single cent. I mean, it's my content, I know ads are running in VODs, but why would Twitch pay you for that? You're not live. Exactly. People are watching that offline. The Twitch is in itself, when it comes down to that, bad by design. And you will definitely see more big streamers flocking to YouTube, especially if YouTube is offering them decent sized contracts. When once you have been a contracted streamer, and this is the thing, you'll never ever want to be an uncontracted streamer. So assume you had a contract 3 years with Twitch, they paid you thousands, millions, or whatsoever, and it runs out. When you're obviously going to ask Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch again. And if Twitch doesn't budge a single thing on this, and they can't budge on this, they can't budge on the streaming hours. The streaming hours is, that's Twitch. The other platforms get more and more lucrative and amazing. It's not that streamers don't want to stream for the many hours. They just don't want to be forced by it. Especially, we all know life happens. What happens if a hurricane rampages your house and you can't stream for 3 weeks? I mean, you're still going to break the contract, essentially, with the streaming hours. I mean, Twitch might show lenience there, but they'd rather want you to actually relocate your family instantly. And please, can you stream from a laptop somewhere? At least, please stream. Sounds harsh, but that's what it is. They just want these 200 hours, no matter what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about the move? Have you watched Ludwig moving? Are you actually even interested or looking at that? Again, I am not switching the platform. This is the number one thing when we talk about this topic. People are always like, damn, are you switching the platform? No, I'm not. I have not gotten millions of offers. I've been just really interested in this and looking behind why streamers actually move. I've been streamers for 8 years myself, and I can actually agree to this. Like, zero communication with and from Twitch. And I've been having tens of thousands of viewers, 20,000 viewers, 5,000, 1,000 each there. And in each stage of my streaming career, I've not felt like that Twitch particularly cares about my existence, or that even, like, there's much communication going on, and especially that Twitch is listening to anything we say. That does hurt. Twitch is still an interesting platform, but YouTube is definitely making moves, and it's something you should have an eye on as a streamer, as a viewer too. I mean, we all hope that Twitch is going to make their website a little bit better, to have a real life experience. If that happens, Twitch is in danger. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming. Drop in the comments below what you think about all this stuff. If you agree, not agree. I mean, obviously, I can 100% tell you it's not the money. It's really not the money that makes these streamers switch, because they all have the bag already, and the bag can obviously get bigger. I mean, Ninja definitely swapped for the money because that was 30 million. But even those 30 million, Ninja would have been very comfortable not taking them and just staying on the platform. Obviously, he wanted to move away from streaming to do all the other stuff he has been doing. Therefore, That was the money, but most of the streamers that are moving right now, there's a long rat tail of things plus the money. But I think the other things are something that is more prevalent, actually. Have a fantastic good day. In the next video.